Hello, everyone. This is Shirley from the Family Office Insider by Shirley. We're now at Rhode Island, and we have Thomas here from Kansas City. Welcome, Thomas.
Yes, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Right.
Yesterday, after the conference, actually, Thomas, I just found out Thomas actually was a very early investor in the .com age, and he's also involved in currently a couple of interesting projects. So I will leave the stage to you.
Well, so back when I got in business for myself when I was 19, but by the time I was 36, this .com opportunity came up in 1995, actually. And I went out there to visit some friends of mine, and the company was failing, and they were about to close it. And I said, no, we can save it. Yes. And, within a year, we filed the first S1 to go public for a .com company. Yahoo was a search engine, and we were a .com. That was Auto-by-Tel.com. And we bought the first Super Bowl ad. And that brought we had big news. And later on, .coms followed us, and there's like 30 the next year after that, because it skyrocketed our stock value. It was a really good move at the time.
Give us some numbers. What was
so a Super Bowl ad? A Super Bowl ad was $1.3 million, and the production of the commercial was about 300,000.
Wow!
Now they're 5 or 7 million, but that was early '97.
Yes,
and everybody thought we were crazy for doing that, but I gotta give it to the founder who pushed that on through. It was a good move. And after that, I went back to Kansas City after I sold out, and went back to Kansas City to work for a venture capital company, and a product came in that was a scouting tool for Major League Baseball, and I re-envisioned it. And at home, I still have the first copy. That it was the design of the strike zone technology you see in Major League Baseball now. That's still there 25 years later now.
25 years. The technology has been there for 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I pretend I watch MLB games. Right? If you turn it on, you will see this yellow box. That's the technology that Thomas company that invested in.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so, and I was the CEO of that company. And then, so after selling that, we actually opened a horseback riding academy and took some time off. And then when I got back in, I did 3 different medical companies, and then organic hay, and then it evolved into now vineyards, where we're building what we believe will be by 24 months from now, it'll be the largest wine company in Arizona, but we're kind of facilitating the transition of vineyards out of California and over to Arizona, where you can build them for 10 cents on the dollar.
Wow, don't tell the Californians. Or come and invest in Arizona.
We're coming for you either way. So you can know now, but give us a call and we'll make it painless. No, but no, that's the vineyard project. And then on the side, so, we've invested in that heavily, my family's fund. And then on the side, we also, I'm helping 3 other companies raise capital for technologies and businesses I believe in. And one of those is a very exciting sports technology, like you were talking about, which is Headvantage. And Jay's the CEO of it, and he was a fighter pilot with 250 missions over Afghanistan, and a Harvard grad. He's a great guy. So I got introduced to Jay by a friend, an old friend from high school. And he had a technology that he wanted to be able to sell to the league and use it on football. And because I'd already been down that aisle with baseball.
You have the relationship too.
And so I became an advisor to the company, and now, but what's great about it, using the eye tracking technology from the U.S. Air Force and putting it in football helmets will now allow us not only to, they set it up where it watches the eye movement and it'll detect an injury. So if he has a concussion, they'll know it from the field, from the office. But in addition to that, it'll be a broadcast platform.
Yes.
So Jay's built a whole platform where the distribution can now go out to a producer. So rather than the regular vision you see now, you'll watch it right from the quarterback's helmet where he's and you'll see exactly what he's looking at. It'll put a red dot right where he's looking. So you not only see it from his point of view, but then they can flip it around and have the middle linebacker who's looking right down his face.
Yeah.
So it's a whole new broadcast platform that'll be great. But sometimes somebody who's interested in being a split end, they don't want to see it the way the court, always playing the quarterback. So somebody can get on an app then, and they can watch it from their telephone.
They can watch it on their telephone. Like imagine this is on an IMAX or a movie. Right. If you watch it,
So they'll be able to watch it from any player's helmet on the whole field.
And you can choose which player that you want to watch it from. You can switch.
Correct.
That will be very interesting. That's a game changer for watching the game.
It is.
Yeah. And for the media rights too. Oh.
Yeah, for it's got a lot of different avenues and betting and other areas of future income. But we're raising capital for them right now. It's very exciting. We just started raising capital for them. So we're very excited about that. And I'm committing money, later in the year here for that technology too. So anyway, but that's
Thomas, tell me about, because it seems like you moved from this sector to the organic hay, to your love of horses, to wine. I'm sure you're also a wine lover too. And now to sports tech, of course, that's related to your, and then maybe in the future so my first question is, how did you manage to look at all these projects across industries? You must be a generalist that we say, but then there's what is the outlook?
Really, when I left Rolls-Royce of Beverly Hills when I was 26 years old, I thought about, how I built a company and made the company worth a lot more money. And I thought it's a lot better to build companies and sell them than to build, buy and sell cars, which is what I had done before that. And so I just kind of retrained my brain from 25 on. I read motivational tapes. Thank you, Tony Robbins.
And
a lot of others. And I just, I could say that I wasn't built this way. I had to convince myself that I could accomplish these things and to get away from the fear and to go in and find answers. But the other thing is the selection. You have to be careful at what you select to do, to spend your time on. I feel so sorry for entrepreneurs who try something that isn't exciting and they dump so much of their time and their life into it. It's never going to be a big thing, even if it worked. And I think picking winners is probably the common denominator. They thought Auto-by-Tel, the founder told me, we have 2 weeks of payroll left and we're shutting it down.
Wow.
And I said, no, I think I can save it. And we did, and turned it around, and $580 million IPO just 2 years later.
Yes.
So, you can, if you open your mind up to alternative investments and alternative ideas. Be open to ideas. And so I always explored ideas and brought great ideas to the table. And the other thing was, I was never the guy. I was a part of a team that made them all work.
Oh, right.
That's the other thing. Nobody can do it yourself. Yes. A lot of people think, I've got the greatest idea and it's so good it's going to sell itself.
Yes.
No, it's not. I mean, they need to realize, like our wine deal. Our wine deal is the first time anybody has ever gone vertical, because the laws up to recently, you couldn't, you had to sell to a distributor. There was no self-distribution. Now in so many states have outlawed that and changed their laws to where now we can through a different formulas, we can retail all our wine.
Yes.
So any winemaker will tell you, we make all of our money when we sell it over the counter.
Yes, of course.
I'm not concerned with what the big 20 do wholesale. We don't care. We're opening tasteful wine tasting rooms that serve great food, great charcuterie boards,
restaurants, yes.
And it's about the experience. And that's what wine, I think, is more about than other liquors. It's about the experience. And the master sommelier, who's part of the winemaking, will be in each franchise, each store. They're not franchised, but they're company-owned stores where they're a partner. And so by putting a master somm in each one of them, and he becomes part of the personality.
Yes, the brand.
That's what I think. The experience is what people want, and we'll be able to videotape him making wine with our other winemakers too. And and it's about character, and so it is a different formula. But when you go vertical, you can net $30 a bottle, and the margins are huge. So our investors, we've been very generous, giving our investors a large portion of it. And the way we set it up, they can sell their asset whatever they want. It's 10-acre vineyards. They own the land, and they just sell it contingent on the lease. But vineyards bring a high multiple.
Yes.
Where hay and beans and corn, you get like 3 times earnings on a piece of land. That's how they appraise agricultural property. Well, when you've got vineyards, they appraise, if they're 200 acres, if they're large, and you're an acquisition target for those top 20, they bring 20 times earnings or more.
Wow.
So California vineyards have consistently brought $800,000 an acre or more, and some less. There's some that aren't as good, but they're averaging around 800,000, and we're building them for 80,000. So you start with 1/10 the money,
1/10 of the money,
1/10 the investment with the same product, with the same outcome. And everybody says Arizona. Well, and a lot of people ask me, can you grow it in the heat of Arizona? Well, I'm going to show you just right now. So Tombstone, what do you think? What's the date today? It's the 21st of July, right? Yes. So it's probably 110 degrees in Phoenix. And here is Tombstone.
Yeah.
So Tombstone's 78 degrees, right? So
climate.
So the climate. And so up in the mountains, it's much different. So when people say, that's why I call it Arizona Mountain Vineyards. So everybody get that off their mind because we're up in the mountains.
You want to fully utilize the advantage of the location, the region.
Sure.
The low price entry point now to attract. You're building a wine tasting club now too.
Yeah, so now, and we can open these. So if somebody wants to, they can brand it's a 50-50 crop share.
Yes.
So when you sell, the core of it is when you sell 3,000 bottles an acre at a $30 profit, we make $90,000 an acre.
Great, 90.
We're only charging $80,000 an acre to build them.
Yeah.
So there is a wait till grapes come in the 3rd year.
Yeah.
But and you start getting some income in the 4th.
Yeah.
But the long-term 99-year lease, the return is huge. The percentage is high. You own your own land. You exit whenever you want. You don't. That's what I didn't like about investing in other companies. I got to wait around for the CEO to decide when he wants to exit. This one, you exit whenever you want.
You have the freedom.
And we do have a deal in there where we have the option to buy it for 13 times earnings or fair market value. So if they're bringing 20 times, whichever's higher, I have to pay whichever's higher.
Yeah.
So I would have to pay 20 times earnings if the market is 20 times.
Of course.
So it's very beneficial to the investors.
Yes.
And our family office is uniquely set up.
I would like to touch that topic because actually, Thomas, when you talked about how you set up your family office and the trust, and then how to pass down the wealth that maybe you made or your family members made, and what you're actually advocating for this entrepreneurship, I would very much like you to share with our audience.
So it started with the lesson my father taught us. He he said, he brought us together to dinner, and he said, I want you all to know, I was about 12 years old, I want you all to know that I did my will this week. And if I die tomorrow, your mom gets half and you kids are splitting up the other half. Oh. But you don't get it till you're 65. And if you need it by then, you ought to be embarrassed to take it. I want you to go build your own companies and don't look to me for your help. And he laid that law down. Wow. And so when I graduated high school, I moved to my own house. No, before I graduated, my birthday was March 22nd, I turned 18, and out I went. And I graduated high school and then went to my own house. For that theory, it made me go out, and it made me that's what inspired me to get into business. I was out of necessity. Mm-hmm. And so what we do, so the family trust is set up where everything that is left in my life is owned. I donate my time to the trust. The trust owns the assets. Mm-hmm. And I donate my time helping the trust build those. Mm-hmm. And so each year, the profits, not the principal, mm-hmm. but the profits, mm-hmm. we discuss reinvesting now. Mm-hmm. So we do take care of the elderly and the handicapped in our family. Okay. And we will pay for private school education. Yes. But everything else goes to charities. Now, a cousin can come in, from any of my cousins, and they can apply for a loan. They say, I want to open a tow service, and we need 5 trucks. It's going to cost me $1 million. They can, like Shark Tank in our family, it's there to inspire entrepreneurism. And whatever they don't use every year, we give away to charities. So you either use it or you lose it. Okay. So nobody is a beneficiary of the trust unless they're elderly or handicapped. So nobody's a beneficiary. Nobody has a promise coming. Mm-hmm. The trustee every year it makes the final decision, and one family member from each of the 12 or 10 families mm-hmm. votes on what they want to do. And sometimes a charity might come before a tow service. Okay. They might say, no, this charity really needs it. Let's do this year. So, but they all have a vote, but the trustee is the final decider about where it goes. So, what about the next gen? Let's say you have the next gen. When they finish education, they met a beautiful lady, and they fall in love. They come to the trust, say, "Hey, I need a house. I want to have a good life." Nope. Uncle Thomas, you go earn it. You go earn it, and we'll bring a business, but bring a plan for a business, and we'll help you build a business. Okay. So you can. I'll teach you to fish, and you can eat on your own. I'm not going to, so we'll teach them to fish, but that's where it stops. So if you have no desire, you'll live like you would have. But it's an opportunity. Yeah. And the part about that is because I failed too. And the failures I had, I was embarrassed to try again. And I know that I embarrassed my family and things, but the spirit behind it is when you fail, you're better after you failed. Yes. I got better as I went along. Yes. And you're better the next round around. So don't give up on it. So they can fail and come back again. Yeah, okay. So do you tell your failure stories to your family members too? We picked the wrong partner in a sleep lab deal mm-hmm. who assured us they knew all about billing, and everything else in the company went just as planned, except for the partner who failed us in billing, and it ruined the company, and we lost big on that one. Wow. So it was a sleep lab company, and it was embarrassing, but again we learned, check these people out. Oh yes. And they made claims, and their claims were false, and mm-hmm. We didn't want to sue and get into all that, but yeah, and I've been defrauded also from other people. So you got to don't be afraid to ask all the questions and put them through a background check and all of that too. Yeah, I'm sure that the journey of your next gen in the family is much smoother now because you're mentoring, you're guiding them along the way. Yeah. I do believe the family isn't. They never use me enough, but somebody with my experience, it is valuable. And that's why I'm setting this up this way, is so that everybody can continue to build that knowledge within the family. And coming to events like we're at today, we're at a family office event, and learning from all the other people here. I learned so much just in the last couple of days from other people. And there's no limit to your learning, and there's no limit to your capability. Reach for the stars. I've reached for the stars, and people thought I was crazy. You're not going to be able to do that. Watch me. And determination, and a good plan and a good strategy, and surround yourself with experts in that industry. Give them part of the business if you have to, and bring in good people. Your teams will take you home, and that's the effort. And be working for the right cause. Greed is a bad motivator. That's why I gave everything to the trust. I own nothing anymore. The trust, I do everything for charities now, my entire life.
For charities.
100%.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
100%.
you so much. Thank you so much for bringing more beautiful things to this society, and also contributing.
Good luck with your podcast.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.